We are talking with Cliff Schecter from We Act Radio about some of the changes that are now coming to Fox News. And Cliff, one of those changes, two of the changes actually, Dick Morris and Sarah Palin have both had their contracts not renewed. Dick Morris acknowledged that he got everything wrong about the 2012 election. Sarah Palin, well, it's hard to, she hasn't really said why she left Fox News, although she thinks she's going on to bigger and better things. What do you make of Roger Ailes getting rid of those two?
I mean, look, they both have become a liability. I mean, first of all, I think the average amount of toe sucking will go down by about 38% on the Fox set. So that's important. That increases productivity for all the others there. I'll be serious for a second. I mean, look, Dick Morris is a walking joke. It was admitted in articles that people at Fox and conservatives think he's a joke. You know, I love his new iteration now. He went on CNN the other night and now says he wants to pull the party back to the center. Kind of what Daniel Marins was saying, except for Daniel Marins actually believes it. Dick Morris is a guy that wrote a book about black helicopters coming in. You know, he's a scam artist. He's like any other scam artist. Whatever the next score is, he'll do. And so with him, they got rid of him. You know, the thing about him is he'll always be around. He'll find a new place. I don't know. He may still be running for the New York Post, and he still writes a column for The Hill, which the Hill people should really be embarrassed. They allow him to do that. Sarah Palin, you know, she's never known anything. You know, I mean, she's never been someone who is intellectually above the Mendoza line, and they, of course, chose to have her on because, as far as I remember hearing, Roger Ailes thought she was hot, and she had a rising star at the time. Now her star has plummeted through the earth. So, you know, I mean, but they kept Karl Rove, you know, and he got everything wrong. He almost literally, I think, almost held people hostage that night, saying that the election night, saying that they were going to win Ohio. So, I mean, I don't know how that makes them look any better.
I was telling somebody this week, I think David Pakman, that he was asking about the erosion of Fox News' audience. Interested to hear your take. My perspective that I said to David Pakman was simply that after years and years of having their credibility just eroded and pounded, and not just by the likes of Media Matters, but also Jon Stewart night after night, that it catches up with you, and that even conservatives, even diehard Tea Party folks who may want to believe everything that Fox News says, that there comes a certain point where they think, well, I still need to have some accurate information about the world around me, and I can't trust Fox News to provide that even for me, even if I want to believe some of this crazy stuff. And that explains why the Fox News audience levels have been dropping to their lowest levels in 10 years.
I think that's largely right. I think that's a big part of it, is just you can only tell people things for so long when they start seeing with their own eyes. I mean, the issue, you know, I work on a lot on guns, and after Newtown, you know, you've got 95% of people believe that we should have background checks, but Fox is screaming and yelling that it's government tyranny still. You've got, you know, so you see that and you realize even the majority of Republicans on most of these issues are no longer with them. We're close to that on gay marriage, on you know, and a variety of other issues. I think that's a big part of it. I think their audience has always been a lot older, and quite frankly, I don't think the younger generations are much more liberal socially. I don't think they're replenishing those that frankly stopped watching due to sadly dying off or not just watching anymore. And so I think that's a big part of it. And I think that there's some competition. You know, at least the MSNBC has some good programming. Current has. Especially this one reporter named David Shuster, who's just, I mean, if you don't watch that, you're insane. So, I mean, you know, I think that it's a combination of factors, but I think what you said, and David Pakman said, I think that's largely right. You really can only pull the wool over people's eyes and tell them that what their nose is not in front of their face for so long before even people that are basically conservative people say, you know, this is ridiculous, right? I think that's it.
And Cliff, as far as the progressive media, lessons learned that progressives, and you know, as we express points of view, that there's importance in making sure that we get it right as well.
There is the different, you know. I think I still really believe that liberal, you know, the reality has a liberal bias. I think the truth matters. We don't have to lie about things. When you take aside the labels liberal and conservative, the vast majority of the public agrees with us on most issues. So I think it's important that we get it right. That we do great investigative reporting, like quite honestly you do. I mean, seriously. And I think we need to do all of that, and I think we need to have passion and not go to some faux centrism and pretend that that's the place to be just because we feel like we're splitting the difference. No, you stand up for what's right, for what's factual, and I think that progressive media such as your show will continue to skyrocket and grow.
Cliff Schecter, you are the man. Always a pleasure talking with you, Cliff. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Cliff. Have a great weekend.
You too, man. Thanks for having me on, as always.
Cliff Schecter, We Act Radio's own viral superstar. All of his clips go viral, and this one will as well.